This video is sponsored by the Foggy Dew, Dublin's legendary pub, located beside the Central Bank and Temple Bar. Come in for great nights, pints and supporting metal. Shout out to our other sponsor, Helio Gas Detection.
Hey everybody, Richie here from the Metal Cell podcast. I've got Molarbear in the house with me. I've got Rowan, Andy, AD, Dara and Dave. The whole fucking band, lads, have made the effort to come out tonight. Some are in pyjamas, some are dressed to go out, some is wearing, as I said to him, it looks like it would appear on the Epstein files. I don't know what to describe that as, Rowan, but it's out there, man, you know? Beautiful,
that's what it is.
It's beautiful, yeah. Just like
but the only stage all five of us actually fit on is this podcast.
What an extra wide screen there, you know. Welcome to the show, lads. Delighted to have you on again. And it was lovely to meet some of you up in Belfast, just to catch up, really. And, you know, the reason why you're on, obviously, is the new EP, which is coming out in March. Am I going to say March the 6th? Or 7th?
Yep.
Yeah.
6th.
Okay. Yeah.
6th. Yeah.
Which is a Friday, isn't it? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great stuff. How are you feeling about it? I know you've been playing the tracks now for a while, but it's a different beast then, you know, handing it over to the fans, to the punters, to the guys like me that are a massive fan of the band anyway. What's your feeling on it? Are you looking forward to having it out there, or you know, or is it just another release for you? You know,
finally start writing new stuff. I think that's
okay.
One of the main reasons to get it out.
Right. Okay. So is it a bit of a kind of closing of a chapter, really?
I think so. Like, I think we always have that thing where like we get the tracks done, and it is literally just right. Thank God, right. Next track. It just kind of frees up a wee bit of disk space, I think. But at the same time, we don't like to sit on our laurels. At the same time, you know, we're very much like even the day, like we come down, there's like 30 seconds of a thing, and we're like, just put that in the bank. Well, hang on to that. You know, it's just no one, like, we don't like this to stop ever, which is a pain in the hole, to be honest.
Yeah.
Some of these feel kind of, they feel kind of naturally together, just because it's like marked us with our move to like back to Neal and stuff like that there, and they all kind of
and these
originally
weren't, it wasn't really supposed to be an EP to start with. We had sort of gone back to just slinging out the singles every 2 months just to keep the momentum going, try and get a few gigs here and there.
Yeah.
And then last year we put the fourth one out, and then we just sort of took the foot off the gas for a wee bit, had a bit of a break, and then we've recorded 2 more. We were going to do the same, and then we were talking to Rog when we were down at Monkfest, and I think Andy mentioned to him about maybe how would you feel about compiling these and sticking them all out as an EP, and why not?
Yeah, it was strange. It's strange to hear how annoyed people get when you do the single thing. They're like, why just put them all together?
Yeah, I'm actually, I'll hold my hands up and kind of go, I want them in a fucking collection. And I don't know what that is. That's old school. That's just old school.
Yeah.
I can see both sides of it. Like,
you get fresh artwork every time.
We'll have to play to the market. Like, I think like Giddy kind of nailed it when he was like, it's a momentum thing where, like, I certainly don't recall having to follow bands every 10 minutes and then not caring if they put stuff out, like when I was a kid. But now it kind of feels like that. Like, you don't put anything on your Facebook for 3 months and people are saying like, I heard you guys.
Are you dead?
Yeah, I heard you were on Epstein Island. So it's been.
This is going to be the theme of the night, Epstein Island. Don't know, I suppose as well, what's beneficial for ye is that, and I was singing his praises before we came on as AD, that you know, with each single release there has to be artwork to follow it. and you've got a guy here that'll do it. I don't know how. There's probably other members that are as equally creative. How does that work for you, Eddie? Is it just you take it on board and just go run with it and then feed back to the lads, or have you kind of a discussion on it?
Yeah, kind of. It's usually pissing about on Photoshop in the wee small hours, and then just sending funny images through the group, and then some of them stick more than others, and then just work on it that way. But no, everybody has a bit of an input on what's going on.
The artwork for this started off as a big fat guy diving off a thing. Like, it wasn't like this before.
No, the original was very silly, but we couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's just another wee thing to do. Like, that's something I think we've all enjoyed about being in bands since the jump. Like, I've always enjoyed making posters, making t-shirts. Yeah, it's like part of the process for us.
It is.
I think.
Yeah, but again, it's just that extra bit of work when you're changing from EP to album to single to single to single. You know, I don't know.
Well, I think the single thing had like more opportunity for more artwork, but then the challenge with the EP, obviously I'm not speaking for you, Eddie, but like it's tying all that together under one banner.
In one thing.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that kind of just like, it seems natural, like it's kind of the way we write as well. It's kind of everyone just slots in where they are, and Eddie's strength is like artwork and conceptual stuff. So
yeah,
we just let everyone sit in the pocket and go.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring Dave and Dara in on that one as well. Just lads, in relation to, releasing stuff, as I said, I'm old school. I like my EPs, I like my albums. As a band, do you feel that like you really have to change now with the dynamic of younger people and how they consume music? It's very much take and throw away. I can't see younger people settling down to listen to a whole album. Certainly they would with an EP, but an album I think would be a challenge for them. What do you think?
Yeah. Go ahead. So like, even myself, like it's only recently I've started sitting down and listening to albums again. The way they were produced, the way they were supposed to be listened to. Yeah. It is really hard to get people to sit and listen to something the way you envisioned it. It's just not the way things are consumed anymore, and you kind of have to move with that, and that's just the way it is. It's the way the music industry's evolved. And 10-second clips on YouTube really doesn't help people's attention span to sit and do these things, but that's where we are, and you kind of move and adapt with it.
Yeah. Dara?
I think like we're not always great because again we are older at the whole social media thing and content and stuff, but I think doing the singles gives you that. You can sort of drip feed it to people and kind of grab their attention every so often. And
yes,
I think it was cool for us to do them in singles. We did like 3 different recording sessions. I think it's been 3 different sessions now, and like to go in and give like say 2 songs your full attention over 2 days, you can sort of put your most into them rather than like I remember the last time we went in and did the last full album and it was in a space of a couple of days. There's almost constantly this pressure on you that you're like, see while you're recording this, every mistake you make is eating into everybody else's time, and by the way that's costing you money. So what you could argue that like by doing the whole thing in one session everything's more like, I don't know, like it's all more cohesive, or you capture a certain sound at a certain time. There's a lot of pressure on it that way, just as I say, like, and if you 2 full days and you have two tracks that you're doing and that's your full attention, there's even a wee bit more room for like experimenting and adding things. There's not much room for just messing about when it's like, right, there's 5 of you, you're all doing 8-9 tracks, you maybe want to do different layers, so it's just get through it rather than have fun with it. So like I've really enjoyed the process of recording these ones anyway. I think that's been cool for us.
I'm gonna sound like an old fart, but that 10-track mission was like hell on earth for me. Like it was like down to the last 2 days you just had to put it, like the toll it took, like just getting that out.
Doing like vocal tracks and stuff as well at the end of that session. So yeah,
my voice was shredded off that.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, that's another element to it. Yeah. So I mean, like, you haven't changed internally between You Will Need Gods and Cognitive Dissident.
We have.
Yeah, so this
Dave
is the
joined
first.
just before it came out, isn't it?
Oh, I thought you had some part at all. You weren't involved in the album at all, Dave, no?
No, not at all. This is the
Fucking
first
hell.
opportunity I've had to write stuff with Molarbear, so it's been good. It's been fun.
Yeah, Jesus, that's nice to hear, because I remember interviewing you when the album came out, so I just assumed you had some contribution to it. Nice one. That's actually good then.
And there's one song on it as well that's fully Dave's too.
That's fully Dave's.
What one is that?
What the snake one? What's it called now? I know we called it
Civil
Tesco.
Serpent.
Civil Serpents.
Tesco. What was it? Tesco.
It was Tesco Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
So that's Dave's song, Civil Servant.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty much all his.
Dave, I salute you. That is my favourite track on the album. Fucking sack the rest of them. Useless. Honest to God. Like, just, you're going to have to carry them for the rest of the fucking 3 or 4 years. That's what's left of them.
I'm going to stop you there, Richie, before this gets out of hand. It's all wrong.
Yeah, egos.
It's all
egos
right.
and plays. What I will say is that this EP is so fucking angry. What happened to you, lads? Like, I mean, the world is gone to shit, and so have Molarbear as well. Just completely torn up the happy-go-lucky. You know, there was always 1 or 2 tracks that you go to as just like kind of almost reassuring to say, look, they're happy lads. You know, you put me in the happy place at some stage. This is full-on fucking rage, and you know, Rowan, you've your hand up there.
Yeah, I'd like you to point us to the happy songs, because I don't know if we ever wrote any.
There's quite a few, man. I enjoy them. But I can also make the connection. There's particularly, we'll say, Hatchet in the last album, Hatchet Storm, First Layer of Skin, and Omega Supreme. They'd sit comfortably on this EP, I would feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, I think.
there's some tracks you'd like to revisit, like with sort of Neal's regimen, I think.
Mm.
I think some of them were a little like muddy for me. But
I think that's maybe a big part of it as well, is like the difference in sound between Start Together and Manor Park, was where Neal's capturing like a very precise, like he's getting the aggression and the tone that I think we tried to get at Start Together, and I think we just didn't really know enough about what our sound setup was really. You know,
that's interesting.
Pushy enough. So
it was putting too much down, and that time frame as well. That whole pressure of just trying to get it all in. Some of it was a bit half baked on us, like.
Yeah. And what was that down to? Like, were you just chasing tone or layering or live tracking, just running out of time?
Just running out of time.
Just 10 songs in, what was it, like 5 days or something?
5 days.
Including the mixing, and it was just we overshot, I think, with that one. Which would, to be honest, was a bit more of a kick in the arse to go back to the singles, as Dara was saying, just like working on a couple of tracks at a time and so much more chilled, and like especially what you're saying about the pressure when things aren't going right, and you know you've got like 9 more songs to record or whatever, because like we're self-financed completely, like, so it's money coming out of the boys' pockets and my pocket, so you want to sort of be as prepared as you can, and I think going in and doing wee chunks at a time is the best way to do it.
Yes.
Definitely better to focus on it like that, because you've got like 4 guitarists, and like 10 octaves and whatever pedal boards we have going on, and it's just a lot, even just getting set up, and then getting everything right for each track for 10 tracks in like under a week. It was insane.
Yeah. I mean, Like what was it? Was it not the same for Stork Lord?
Kinda.
We had to relay, yeah.
Stork Lord we did with Johnny Monroe. He's a good
Johnny.
friend of ours. He's honorary member of the band. He's played bass live many a times with us. So like we were putting it all down in probably around the same sort of time frame, but it wasn't in like a client sort of role. It was Johnny's our mate, and then we're recording an album with him, and it was a lot more relaxed in that sort of way. Whereas I think Neal's kind of like the middle ground of both.
Yeah, we were more inclined to say that'll do with Johnny because we were like on his time, and
he was doing us a favor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neal is like a consummate. Like he's like that string's out of tune, that note's out of tune. Like wise up and fly straight, and you kind of have that little edge where you need to go in and perform. You know, there's no slacking.
Yeah, and you know what? With the EP as well, I think there's a lovely balance between clarity and abrasion, if that makes sense. You can hear.
I think it's the best we've ever sounded because I've always thought it's very hard to capture it. You know, the live thing.
Yeah.
On album, it's almost, you know. So this is true of a lot of heavy bands. I think when you see them live, it's amazing. It's very, very hard to capture that, and it can almost sound a bit tame on album. But I think Neal's got us again that good balance, like you say. If it's heavy enough, but you can hear what's going on too.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump in. The first track is "A Light to Detonate the World," and this is the section I picked out of it. Yeah, class. You know, when I was listening to the EP and doing this for 6 years, I had this kind of sudden realization that Rowan is actually one of my favourite vocalists in the Irish metal scene. And we're all about confessions tonight, lads. This is the theme for the podcast. So I'm going to confess now that Rowan is one of my favourite vocalists in the Irish metal scene. And
thank you.
Yeah,
that's
and
incidentally, I absolutely hate doing that bit live because I think I've nailed it like one time.
Again, there's not much of you singing in this EP.
No,
probably that's a perfect example of what you can do when you want to do that. Is that because you want to keep that whole, as I early referenced, this abrasiveness to it? What's the thought process with it?
I don't think it was conscious, to be honest, but
okay.
I texted Mo after we finished these and said like I think we should do something with more vocals in next, so it just keeps something in the back pocket. Like in Jack of Feud I probably would have sung quite a bit more. And then when I discovered that, like, I'm still not like on point with the yelling and stuff like that there, but like that was kind of learning how to do that, and then you kind of like hump it to death for a bit. So I might go back to this thing in some way.
And let's just go with the lyrics as well. Is that light that you're on about there, is it destructive, illuminating, or both in relation to A Light to Detonate the World?
It's up to, I suppose it's up to whoever's listening. That it was yeah. If it's just all about kind of like blowing it up to start again, right? There's that whole vibe going on at the minute where everyone's, you know, you picked up on the frustration piece. Like it's not that I'm personally that frustrated, but it's just with everything that you have to take in on a day-to-day basis, it just is it makes you feel very destructive, and
yeah,
that's kind of where that's from. I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. You get it to a point and then you just turn it over, and then everyone can make up what they want out of it.
AD getting an image for that track. Getting an image for that track.
Oh, for the artwork?
Yeah.
I think that came from just batting a couple of ideas around, and somebody said something about some sort of like a monolith, like, and then that was it. I just thought of a big face and went to searching. And there's it's not always that deep, to be honest. Sometimes I'll just find like a cool picture on Google, on one of my deep dives, and like the Razorhead one, for example.
Yeah.
You find a cool image and then you just manipulate it, and you know what I mean? And then sometimes, like obviously with, if you have an idea, because a lot of the times when we finish a song, as far as I'm concerned that it's finished, I haven't heard the lyrics, read the lyrics, heard Rowan sing it properly in practice because it's just too noisy.
Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of the time, the lyrics is like the last thing the rest of us see. Like we'll hear wee bits and bobs at the practice. So a lot of the time, the artwork will be quite abstract, or maybe just like running along the tone. I had loads of drafts for that. I had loads of drafts for that one because Rowan has lyrics in it about like paying rent forever for no reason, all that shit. So I had like these images in my head about real estate agents and all this shit, and I'm glad it went a bit more abstract with it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we went back and forth with the whole thing with the spark in the eyes, that sort of destructive light idea.
Yeah.
But there's like, I suppose like I'm kind of influenced a bit in the media down, like I live in the South, so there's the whole housing crisis is a massive thing as well. So all those little bits just kind of leak in places.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's where it just fits. There's like a vibe on the song, and just kind of like how everything might just make sense, like percussively when you say it or something like that, and then you can weave it in. It's like it's not like prescriptive.
And having 3 guitars as well. Mo, you might jump in with that. Sometimes is there happy accidents with vibes there that you didn't plan? Especially
it's all happy accidents. I'm more than happy. There isn't a single one of us who would stand up and say, "Yo, I deliberately wrote that song." Not at all. We have a very happy vibe of unawareness, I think, with a lot of stuff, and and particularly with these songs, and maybe it is like a where you picked up on the aggressive, like so. Like for me, we're writing these songs to drums more than where drums are being written to our riffs, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah.
And like it's been really, like I know we tend to favor the more experimental stuff when we're writing, not out of choice, but just because it just tends to be as much shit as we can throw at the wall until somebody's like, that's the shit that I like. So it's those happy accidents just tend to come from, we don't really know what each other are playing at any one point, like, and even like it's not even a frustration, but like in the studio with the last sort of tracks, there was so many points where we're going, right, you're playing that there, but I'm definitely playing something different, and then like 2 people will be going, no, I'm playing this, but like we can kind of clean up some of it, and then there's parts where we're playing stuff that just shouldn't work together, and it sounds better for it. Okay. And I think because we're happy to embrace that and go with it, like I think we're not perfectionists about what's right, but I think we would try and stamp on what sounds great, I think, to us.
Yeah, I suppose having someone like Neal understands that, whereas if you were coming in fresh to a new dude, you'd fucking drive him around the twist, like.
Yeah. Neal tolerates that.
Yeah, like the history, he had plenty of history with Rowan Needy anyway. One of my old bands had recorded with him years ago, but like he's kind of I know I can't speak for all the guys, but I'm sure like we've seen like Neal kind of embrace, not maybe embrace, but kind of begrudgingly accept what we do a little bit more, and just kind of go, fuck's sake, right? Like he's and I know all the guitarists listening to this will appreciate it, but he has a PRS with an Evertune setup. And so he'll set that guitar up in your tuning for when you're coming in, and it's like driving like a Lamborghini limo. It's just the most beautiful guitar to play. Everything sounds perfect all the time. But it's for his benefit and not yours. It's because it gets him the tracks recorded quicker without fucking about, and he can just.
Is that the actual one you were playing in? There's a picture of you playing it, I think, is there?
Yeah. Like he'll try and get everybody playing that as much as possible.
It eliminates.
He gets a pass.
Yeah, it eliminates fat fingers.
Yeah, but no, it's all happy accidents, and I think it's better for it, to be honest.
Yeah,
you're listening to a totally collaborative thing. Like it's definitely like we all bring something. Like before, I used to write lyrics and then make a song around it. But in Molarbear, like that's literally the last bit that happens, and sometimes it's in the studio.
Yeah.
All vibes, all the time.
Would you agree with that, Dave? Yeah,
absolutely. That song is it's a weird song. It's got weird timing, and that's the one that has the punk rock bit in it, isn't it? It's the punky bit. Yeah. Like that bit that I could not get my head around that when we were first writing that thing, but it clicked in the end, and it works. It shouldn't work, but it does work.
Okay,
cool. It's good fun to play that.
Okay, on to track 2, Felt It. It's a great song, live even. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's, particularly with Molarbear and, the newer tracks again, there's, like we were on about vibes, there's a groove in the chaos, the way I'd look at it, and that rhythmic swing underneath the bleakness is kind of prevalent. Every now and then it'll stick its head up. Felt It would be one of those tracks for sure. Who wants to take that in relation to when it came out first, when you were rehearsing it?
That one's all
That's been about for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, that one I think was just me pissing about again with that drum bit at the start.
Yeah.
And literally just probably while those boys were tuning or talking about something guitar related or important. It's one of those ones where, like, I don't know if every band would do it, but like probably most, like one of us will start playing something and then someone will hear it and just like get involved, and then before you know it, everybody's playing it. And that one, like, I think it just started with that wee motif, the snare and the hi-hat bark, and then it's pretty much a straightforward punk song.
Yeah.
Just with the wee bits thrown in there. So that one came together pretty quick, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was you and Mo, wasn't it?
Fairly so. There's actually, and I know you'll appreciate this, Richie. So we played that live, I think, for the first time maybe in Cork, and there was a class video of Evan crowd surfing, but like hammering out that drum pattern at the same time. And like it, when you want a kind of an idea, like, is a song going to work live, and then you get like something like that back in your feed the next day, and you're like, fucking hell, right? That's class. That was playing his head for a while. So. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to shout out to Rog there. He more or less played the whole EP at Monkfest. I think was the next song Cognitive Dissident the only one you didn't play, but you certainly played the other 5.
I don't think we played the 6th one, but we did 5. Yeah, 100%. Because there's a video of Tesco on there.
We did Tesco. Oh.
Yeah, we did.
There's no point asking me. I don't even remember writing Felt It.
No, you did do that. Tesco is what's it called?
Or Civil Serpent.
Yeah, you did that because Rowan said that he usually fucks this up live.
Yeah.
And so I think it was maybe the second last song you did.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All those songs on the EP work fucking brilliant live. So that is obviously the way you function as a band. That when you're writing stuff, it has to pass the live test.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think so. Now that we're we've done with the album stuff, there's a lot of tracks we've done on those albums that we played live once and they just didn't work, and then that's a waste. You know what I mean? So, and I know when the guys are writing riffs, it's for let's go down well in a bar somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
That's maybe why a lot more of the EPs like that, because whenever we played 1 or 2 of them and we're like, this stuff seems to be working really well, then it kind of influences the way we're going to write the rest of it as well. So that's why everything's a bit more aggressive, maybe, because some of that stuff's just working. You know? Yeah,
100%. Yeah, I picked up on that, Dara. Yeah, I agree. Okay, on to track 3, Cognitive Dissident, and also the EP title. So this is the part I picked out. Yeah, fucking class. I love the guitars on this track particularly. I know you kind of like your space rock as well, but you know the whole, I suppose it's fashionable now to say fucking shoegaze, but you know it can't, the guitars that you're working with on these tracks conjure up a lot of images that actually support the lyrics, and they kind of work well, whereas the rhythm section then does a whole different thing. So I just want to talk about that in particular with that song, and I want Andy, Mo and Rowan to kind of tell me about the structure of it when I'm on about the layering, you know.
Yeah, Rowan and I are both going to have the same argument on this, is that these are all shaped by pedal boards, so
yeah. Okay.
it's really like Rowan has a fantastic setup where he's got like I think 3 whammies now, 4 whammies, like, and they're kind of routed through reverbs and delays and
4 octaves,
yeah. So and I'm thankfully now down to 1, but we both enjoy kind of playing those sounds off each other, and I think like even the intro to this track in particular, like I was saying, we're kind of writing the 80 again, you know. That's a pattern he came up with, that when you kind of have that sort of drum thing going on, where it's very easy just to kind of say, fuck it, here's as many space noises as you want. And that was one that I think came together quite quickly. It was very kind of an easy shit on the wall type song, and then like once the kind of the heavier parts came in, it was really nice to kind of I don't know, like embrace like our late 90s, early 2000s a wee bit more on that one. I think there's
Well, I think there's a ton of space we made in that song by
Yes.
not putting stuff in. Like we crammed where we got all the space whales, we got everything in there, and then in that first bit, it's really stop start, and it's like even it's deceptively slow. Like when that chorus came in and we finished doing all the bits and pieces in the studio, I was in this vocal booth going like, "Oh Christ, this is really slow." So it was a bit more of a challenge to get the vocal down in the chorus and stuff. But yeah, I think there's like it's better when you leave stuff out sometimes.
Yeah. Dara, would you think that comes down to kind of maturity at this stage? You're all in it a long time now, and
Laziness.
knowing what to leave out and not to oversaturate.
Well, yeah, because we have three guitar players, there is this thing as well. If you can't all be playing over the top of each other and fighting for the. So, like, I know on that song in particular, I'm just locking in with Dave and Eddie, and like I like doing a bit more of the riffy stuff.
Yeah.
But like that's the advantage of having three guitar players, because Rowan and Andy can go off and do all that cool stuff, but you're still not, you're not losing the meat of it because you've got somebody holding down just the more chunky stuff. So,
Yes.
like, yeah, I think that's just us trying to be diplomatic, in practice spaces and stuff. And being like, look, you can take a bit there, or like, I like what you're doing. I'm gonna hold back and let that go. But like as the lad said, there's been plenty of times when we've gotten into the studio, and then we realize, oh no, holy crap, no, we're all playing three different things, and we all are trying to be the center of attention. Somebody's going to need to pull back here. So,
But
yeah,
I think you're underselling yourself a bit there, because like you're holding it down with Dave, but like there's little touches that I heard in the studio, just little chugs here and there. It's like intelligently putting stuff in. It sounds like we've left stuff out, but there's lots going on. Like I think it's like
and again, it's all just having a really a good, drum parts to play over. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because like the 80 came with that, and that was really, really interesting to write something to. So that does itself.
Yeah. And the lyrics, Ron, a lot of
this one's
unhappiness
about
about living in a home or whatever.
No, my dad died like last year, and he had dementia, and like yeah, that's what this jury number is about. So it kind of influenced a lot of and I suppose part of the frustration piece as well. Like it's kind of the kind of thing that like it's a sinister thing to have. You can't form memories, you can't make things happen, and then the people around you don't realize what's happening because you're masking and that sort of thing. It's like so there's a lot of the lyrics are like influenced by that kind of shared experience.
Yeah. Been there, done that, man. I can appreciate what you went through. Sorry to hear that, kiddo. Eddie, Eddie, trying to tackle that then in artwork for the album or the EP cover.
Just forgot to draw something.
The EP cover for that then just about like mental stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a dude and his head's fucked basically.
It's an incredible art piece, man. Well done.
And we're just messing about with like I think we've settled into like we like a wee red and yellow. And I like a wee red and yellow. I think it looks good. So that's how we ended up with that. We did have an abstract sort of idea for the EP artwork, as Rowan was saying earlier. It's this photo, like Russian photo of a large man, like diving into like a lake somewhere or like a river somewhere.
What was the title?
That's
I can't remember. Oh yeah, fuck you. That's why. That's what we were going to originally call it. But no, I'll post that. I'll probably post that online at some point just to give everybody a wee chuckle at it.
Yeah. Okay, track. And you know what? Just one other thing. The EP title, third song in. Why?
It just fell right, didn't it?
I don't know. Ask Mode 80.
Yeah, well, I originally thought we were going to close the EP with that one. But I think just the way we like reorganized it in the group chat was like, okay, we'll stick it there. And I think it flows flows quite well.
Yeah, we throw them all in a playlist and listen to them through, and then we just see what feels right. And then if we all agree, then just rubber stamp that way.
Okay, cool. All right. Right, track 5, Eraserhead, another favourite of mine. Let's go. Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Love that song so much. And there is another element, what I was saying there, the grooving amongst the chaos, that rhythmic swing 80. Yeah, it's a great track, really is. And seeing it live at Monkfest, it really worked well. Also, Eddie or Rowan, actually, let's talk about your 1, 2, 3, 4. And fucking,
I ran out of ideas.
Yeah, there's, what's the other one as well? 3 Blind Mice in Fail to See. You're doing a lot of numbering there. There's another example as well where you're on about numbers. I can't remember the third track, but yeah.
Well, this one came from like the rest of it came from, I read something about when people say they're pulling the pin and they're giving up, and it was about like physically pulling the pin between like 2 train carriages, and then they separate. And I don't know why that stuck with me, but that's kind of like where that started off. And then
courage is from a hole in the ground. What about that lyric?
Yeah, like you like dig deep if you have to. It's about that whole thing of like wanting to give up and then also having to try and pull it out of somewhere. The 1, 2, 3, 4 was really because that's syncopated with the drums, and then because it's like tailed with the dismembered and the jaws thing, so you can just imagine it like 1, 2, 3, 4. But it did kind of just feel right to do that. There's no actual logic there.
But the chugs in between the segments there of it are fucking class. So it's just unusual. Dara, any influences at play there for any particular bands?
I don't know. That one is like, I think in the whole EP is kind of the slowest one we have. Like I remember we just wanted to write something that like was really, really simple, and again it's all about maybe having more of that room for kind of that groove thing. There's a lot of weird stuff going on that one, guitar wise. Like, I tried to do some mad kind of guitar solo thing on that kind of sounds like a broken computer.
So cool.
Like some weird finger tapping kind of thing, which is really cool. Like it always sounds mental live. But that one there, I think is maybe the one that we've been able to gig the most out of all these. We've had that one kicking around for quite a while, haven't we?
Yeah. That's an example of your studio magic, is that whole solo, because you pulled that out of nowhere in the studio.
Dimebag Dara every time.
Classic. Dave, which one out of the 5 or out of the 6 I should say, is your favourite to play live? Is it that Radiohead?
Yeah, that one's, especially the end of that song. It's one of those ones where you just lock in, you have the groove, the drums hammering away, and you're lost in it. It's real good fun to play that one. It's another one of those songs that when you listen to it, it almost sounds like it shouldn't work,
It's a
but it does.
strange one, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
picked up on that
it's
myself, and I said it to you as well, Mo, that Razorhead and Civil Servant are my favorite tracks, and it's just hard to explain it to people until they listen to them and see if they can pick up that vibe or not, you know.
Yeah. No, thanks very much, man. It's always appreciated.
Yeah, I love coming on here. It's great for my ego.
Okay, as I said, this is my favorite track.
I think you missed one.
Did you?
Did I?
Translucent Tusk, did you?
Translucent Tusk.
Oh, I did actually. Yes, well
Oh.
done. Number 4, track 4.
I'll keep you right.
I didn't. Do you know what I noticed as well? Civil Servant is down as Civil Serpent, whichever
Civil
one of you.
It
That's
is
the
Civil
name.
Serpent.
Is it Civil Serpent?
But it's about
And erase
snacks.
the head is erase your head, as in the weird sound.
Okay, very good.
Uh,
That's,
We like
them,
a pun, Richie. We like a pun.
Yeah.
or a
Don't make
play
them
on words.
mistakes when you're going to print, for fuck's sake. Okay. Right, Translucent Tusk next then. Track 4. That is a
Did you go-
brilliant riff section there. I love that section.
Did you go fishing for all the singing parts?
No, because a lot of it is, it's not all about you, Ron, you know. Just because I told you you're one of my favourite singers, he suddenly gets an ego. No, it's not, right? Because there's
sorry,
plenty of
sorry.
fucking great stuff going on in the background for that section also. And that riff is class. Who gets the credit for that riff?
Good
I think it's
question.
Doris.
Yeah, I think it was
Chorus
there.
Yeah,
is
it is
definitely
Doris, that
Doris.
It is, yes. And especially that little...
Yeah.
You had to teach us that.
I
Interesting.
actually remember writing that bit, and I think it started off as a completely different song, and then kind of
Yeah.
came into that. Like,
Mhm.
I actually remember thinking I wanted to write something that sounded like a Lamb of God song, and then it, turned into that.
And we ruined it for you.
It's better. No, it's better now. It's better now. It's better. But yeah, there's a lot more going on in this album with the whole, the drums and the guitars kind of syncing up. Some of that snappy kind of
Yes.
more modern metal-y stuff, which I really like. I think it's class. So to sneak a wee bit of that in there is really, really cool.
Yeah. As I said, it's just like the sheer power. It's like a wall of sound there for that segment over Rowan's shite vocals, and it really works well. Eddie, you're the star of the show now. Those rhythm drums again. Do you find sometimes that you have to change up your drumming because you might just drop into a pocket where? Are you conscious of a groove there that you're going, fuck, did I write that or did I play that in 2 or 3 other songs? How conscious are you of not repeating yourself?
Oh, I repeat myself all the time. But just in wee ways that maybe I don't think your average, unless you played the drums, you probably wouldn't notice. Like,
Yes,
a lot of my drums for the most of the Molarbear stuff is going to be four on the floor, punky sort of vibe to it. If it goes slower, probably more like a doomy stonery sort of vibe. So it's always going to have a similar sort of sound. It's just once we start playing together and I get my head around the riff that the lads are playing, I can decide where to drop wee accents in, or like what sort of motifs to play on, what sort of parts to focus on. And a lot of the time, because the guys will write guitar kind of percussively, you know what I mean? Like sometimes in the way that they're strumming it, I'll hear something and go, well, I could just copy that. And then I'll start messing around with that. And exactly like in this song, then the chorus, the little guitar part that Dara's talking about, it was like the main idea was, right, if we can syncopate the guitar with the drums for this part, it'll just make everything a wee bit more punchy. The drums aren't showy, I don't think, but I like to think that they back up what the lads are doing as best as they can, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Dave, do you just find the middle ground then?
Yeah, I mean, I think we spoke about this the last time we were on, Richie, that like, for a lot of these things, it's real easy for me because Eddie's really, like, his drums are so good that all I have to do is follow the rhythm of the drum and just stick a wee bit of growl on it, and you have something like. So yeah, it's just find that little bit between the drums and the guitars, and you're all good.
Yeah, well, you definitely come out on your own anyway with the next track anyway, Civil Serpent. See, I was rushing along, you see, that's what happened. I was looking forward to this section that I picked.
You're too keen.
Okay, here it is anyway, my favourite track. And here's Civil Serpent. Yeah, it's so difficult to get sections out of that. I think I know why I picked that section, because it just makes sense now, Civil Serpent. Because when I was listening to it, when thinking it was Civil Servant, I was thinking, is he saying sign on, as in sign on the dole? It's actually slide on. So, okay.
But like it's open.
Yeah,
you can have Civil Servant if you want.
That section also, Rowan, you had to do a different bit again with your voice for that part. It's almost a throwback to kind of punk in the 70s, you know, following the guitars, you know, as you're singing. Were you stuck for that part? Or how did you? Or
does it sound like it?
No, I'm just wondering how did you could have not sang, for example, on it. What was the challenge with it? You know.
Yeah, I think I'm probably guilty of shoving things in wherever I can. It also kind of helps me remember this. It helps me remember the song a bit better as well. But I had a vocal line in my head for that, and that was like on the day. It wasn't quite working up until we did it in the studio, and then I think I nearly abandoned it, and then we did one more take, and it worked out then.
And that was that section, is it?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Slither Away. Or the end bit, do you mean?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The section I played, is that the part that you added in the end?
The one that goes along with it.
Yeah.
That one. That was nearly on the cutting room floor.
Okay.
But I'm glad we didn't in the end.
Yeah, I like that bit.
That was a wee surprise, wasn't it, on the day? Like, I don't think anybody was expecting that out, and like, I think we all just kind of went, fuck, that's class.
So it worked out, man.
Yeah, that one really worked out, yeah.
Yeah, so that's just an example then of down to the wire, is it really?
No, it was
Not
written.
really.
It was just like you can have it written and you can know how it's going in your head, but when you're standing in that room and all you can hear is like the track in yourself, like it's a little different. Like sometimes the practicality doesn't match up with the way you had it in your head, and then you have to kind of like make it work. So like you might have notions you could do, things you can't, and then you have to adjust. So
Like with the 6 tracks that you have here, I've noticed that, you know, in some write-ups that people are keen to kind of say, oh, you sound like Melvins, Whores, Fate No More. Do you think...
Those are great comparisons, by the way. I'll take those all day
Yeah,
long.
all day.
Thank you, people.
Yeah, keep calling us that.
But like, do you think sometimes people miss other influences that, you know, mightn't be as obvious? Dave, I want one off all of you. Dave, starting with you.
For that song specifically?
No, for the actual band itself.
Okay, well, as the last man in, like I've always listened to a lot of like stoner metal, like I Hate God and a lot of sludge stuff. So like, I mean, you probably don't hear it, but like a lot of the bass stuff I do is just ripped off from Sleep. Like it's you know,
That's perfectly fine.
I know. It's not really ripped off. It's influenced by.
It's influenced.
by Sleep. Yeah. So like for me, probably.
That'd be the big one. Yeah.
I would say Sleep, yeah.
Dave has self-esteem issues. His bass is incredible on the CD.
Oh man, who are you telling? Jesus.
Yeah.
Dara.
An influence that you might not think. I'm really into Devin Townsend. I've been for a lot of years, and like strapping young lad and stuff like that. The production on this new stuff. And as I was saying, all the stuff where the drums and the guitars are kind of syncing up and stuff, there's a lot more of that. And I think this album or this EP is like maybe the heaviest thing we've done so far. And I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah, okay. Eddie?
I suppose I like the majority of the stuff I'm listening to that would spill over sort of into the Molarbear stuff would be like the punky metal-y sort of stuff, like the Every Time I Dies, Norma Jeans. Yes. I like a good singing chorus. I'm a sucker for a singing chorus. So anytime Rowan starts belting out wee bit of vocals in the chorus, I'm always like, yeah, that's the one. Red Fang as well. I think we sneak a lot of Red Fang in there, but a lot of people don't always pick up on it. Well, I know I sneak a load of Red Fang in there, like where I can. And the Bronx, I suppose the Bronx, I like anything with that sort of punk energy. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously slow it down when needs be. But yeah, I think those would be mine.
Nice. Mo?
I'll just take one band. I know Eddie took like 27 bands there. But Failure, there was a band from the 90s called Failure, and it's always surprising how many people haven't heard of Failure. But they were a huge influence on like Perfect Circle and fucking Mastodon and loads of stuff. But they do like it's like a post-grunge, very kind of chorus-laden, like it's heavy and it's dark and it's all about some dude scoring heroin and killing his mates or whatever. But
were they a 3-piece?
They were a 3-piece, yeah.
I remember.
And, the guy from Queens of Stone Age kind of did their fourth guitar as well. But for like when Rowan and I hit those kind of space noises, that's always the first band I kind of think of as Failure.
Yeah, nice one. Rowan?
I think I'm pretty much aligned with Eddie on like Norma Jean and like Every Time I Die and Deftones would be like big melodic influences, but Like I'm weirdly also like I didn't really listen to Melvins until probably after we got started being called like we sounded like that, but and I do quite like them. But the Red Chord, I that's probably where a lot of the angry energy comes from. So
Okay, interesting.
that
Yeah.
would be right up my alley. Red Chord, Tony Danza, Tap Dance Extravaganza. I just can't play like that. I just like the angry bit that they have.
Mm. As I said, and Dara said as well, it's a really heavy hitting album. Like, do you think the heaviness is effective like when it's oppressive or when it's unpredictable? Which would you think?
Why not both?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the context, I suppose. Like what sort of what's the vibe of the song? I like a bit of control with my heaviness. Like
I'd find G very I'd find G very unpredictable, lady, with your songs.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It depends what you mean by unpredictable, right? Like if it's where
like just when the heft's coming.
Yeah, when the heft is coming, yeah.
Yeah, well,
I think
yeah,
I think we try to do
unpredictable.
that.
Yeah, it depends. It depends because as like you were saying earlier, like the song, some of the parts shouldn't work or feel like they shouldn't work, but they do work. And maybe that's something to do with the heaviness popping in.
Yeah.
But we never really set out just to like write heavy. It just comes out that way because of the gear the lads have and all the pedals.
But when we do write, we are conscious of like not going to the well too many times with a riff or like. And I think that's why we have it. That although we might be old and full of no energy, the songs are full of energy.
Yeah.
Because we're like picking spots and like throwing, and we won't sit in the pocket for too long on a riff. Like we'll probably
On the next one.
We'll probably more likely switch it up and then change it out. Like so, we could probably do a bit more of. Maybe the next one will be a load of 4/4s and stuff like that there, but or maybe not.
No.
Yeah, throw in an Elvis cover.
Oh, don't start with covers.
So, like, out of all the members of the band, who's accidentally likely to invent a new genre mid-rehearsal?
Andy.
Probably Mo. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't surprise that answer.
Yeah. Swear to God, like you put that a demo and he'd be like, "Why aren't you playing it like you record?" Like he'll seize on like little bits that you've done, and it's blatantly something I've completely cocked up, and he'll be like, "Do that again," and then all of a sudden, like a riff will come out of it. He just hones in on like little eccentricities.
And do any of the new tracks, like you've played them now a few times, I'd imagine, and are preparing to play them a bit more, which track sometimes mutates when it's live? Or is there...
The end of a Mega Supreme maybe is a wee bit fluid. Just in
the older
way
tracks are probably more likely to.
What was that song? I'm going to be annoyed that I've forgotten the name of it now. You know the one with the Russian space stuff? What's that song?
Oh, Glamorous Bones.
Glamorous Bones. That would have been the one that I always felt like. I felt like every time we played that, it was slightly different and it felt slightly better for it. I think the song that we ended up with was nowhere near the original song we had.
I think he's talking about the EP tracks, though.
I know, but I couldn't remember any.
You've just listened to all 6
Sorry, Let's go back to that deep dive.
I think Translucent's the one that most speeds up and can speed up like to the point of like you're basically clenching your butthole, hanging on to the track, but like it doesn't seem to suffer. So it's always like that one's always like a Hail Mary for me, like getting that little climb down bit. Like that's always a challenge, but it's always nice to have that danger in the set.
Yeah. And so it's only a month away. Is there going to be a launch gig, or what have you planned, or can you tell me anything about?
So Molarbear policy is to hijack whatever we can. So we get asked to play the Partholon gig, and we're like, 100% lads, let's do it. And then it was like, fuck it, let's stick the EP out then. Only like for us, like getting down to Limerick and Cork is like we genuinely love playing those places. Like they're just the vibe's just insane, and like the chances of us organizing ourselves to get down for a different show to launch our EP, which would already have been sorted out, was just slim to none. So what better way to do it? Like the crowds are always it's great down there. We always come away from the shows going, that was fucking class, let's do that again, we can't wait to get back.
The bill is stacked as well. It's going to be such a couple of days.
yeah. And, you know, shout out to Rog as well. He's always been great to get Molarbear down for Monkfest, and you've always had fun there.
Legend.
He is absolutely a legend. Like even this EP, he did not have to do it at all. Like, and he was just like, fuck it, lads, why not? And like everybody that knows Rog knows finally just how easy he is to work with, and just what a nice guy. Like, so like we're always grateful just to have people like that. Yeah, just genuinely interested enough to kind of to help you out with stuff. Like it's such that, like that's a real privilege. So like we are very grateful for it. So
yeah. MVP of the Metal Cell scene there this year or last year?
Yeah, so I got his wee trophy and all.
Yeah, well,
and he's sexy as fuck too.
What?
And he's sexy as fuck too.
So lads, that's it. Congratulations again on a fantastic EP. Really, really well done. Really well produced. Abrasive as fuck. Unpredictable. The riffs are there. Molarbear just going from strength to strength, lads. Embracing old age with a fight. Fair play to you, lads.
I think that's the best way to try.
That's how we start this off.
Yeah, so the EP is out on Friday, March the 6th, correct?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. And that coincides. Does that coincide with the Limerick date? Is it the 6th?
I think that's the Cork one.
No, the Cork
Limerick.
Is the 7th.
Limerick's the 6th.
Sorry.
Yeah,
that's class. Okay, so catch Molarbear in Limerick on the 6th and Cork on the 7th. Is there another date that I'm missing? There's a Dublin date. Are you on that?
No, we're not on that.
Okay, so 6th and 7th.
We couldn't do 3. Jesus Christ, Richie. I'm
afford the parking.
Far too old for 3 days in a row.
Imagine the parking tickets. Yeah. Yeah. So once again, Dave, Mo, Rowan, Adi and Dara, thanks for coming on the show. Congratulations on a fantastic EP, and as always, lads, pleasure having you on.
Thanks very much.
Thanks
for
You fucking legend.
Cheers, lads, and crucially, support your local metal scene.
Love you.
Okay, I'm going to leave that in. Which one of you said that?